Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is all about the 4 different types of intelligence. And ultimately, the title I came up with, when smart is dumb, I actually stole that out of the Emotional Intelligence book. I'll just grab it. If you guys haven't read it, it's this one. Really, really great book by Daniel Goleman. And really, really phenomenal book. And one of his chapters is actually called that. It's called When Smart is Dumb. And it's all around the concept between, society thinking of intellectual intelligence, IQ, as the sole intelligence. And that book is all around what we call EQ, emotional intelligence, and how vitally important having emotional intelligence is. But what I wanted to bring to you guys today is the fact that there's actually, in my belief, there is 4 different versions of intelligence, and they encompass the different areas of our lives. And ultimately, they give us a lot of feedback as to where we need to grow, where we need to develop. And oftentimes we have really high intelligence in one of these areas, or one or more, but sometimes there's another area that's suffering. And so I wanted to definitely introduce this to you because, I think it's a really interesting way of looking at things. And I'm all about giving you guys a new perspective. So hopefully this is new to you. But there's the 4 different types. So intellectual intelligence, IQ, we all know what that is. And like I just mentioned, that is, what society generally deems as as what intelligence actually is, that intellectual intelligence, that logic, rationale, the ability to learn and learn all the, through all of our schooling, our education, it's all set up to build our intellectual intelligence. And then the second easiest one for us to recognize is the one I'm just mentioning to you earlier, which is emotional intelligence, what we refer to as EQ, our ability to make a situation better rather than worse based on our emotional input into it. And also our ability to, pick up on the emotions, deal with our own emotions, move through our own emotions, and also pick up and nurture the emotions of others. And that whole dynamic of emotional intelligence, that sort of, interplay between different people, that interpersonal relationship realm. And then we move on to spiritual intelligence. That's SQ. And this is all about, our ability to be connected to something larger than just ourselves. So a whole new realm of intelligence over there. And then finally, there's what we call BQ, which is your body intelligence. People who have a high body intelligence, they know how to look after their bodies like they're a machine, These people have a high ability to tap into their body's intelligence and also, create a lot of energy and vibrance. And on the physical level, they've got it really going on in that area. So I really wanted to give you that overview of the 4 different versions of intelligence. I like to refer to as, IQ, intellectual intelligence, EQ, emotional intelligence, SQ, your spiritual intelligence, and BQ, your body intelligence. And we can oftentimes find that we are really highly intelligent in one of these areas, but we are lacking in another area. And I just find that this is a really good, framework to identify where in our lives, we aren't, as intelligent as we want to be, and where we need to do some work, whether that is in our intellectual intelligence, whether it is in our emotional intelligence, whether it is in our spiritual intelligence, being more aware of something larger at play, or whether it is in our body intelligence, and we're not looking after our bodies the way that they need to be. So I really hope that this has got you guys thinking. I want to check in with you guys like usual. Make sure that you're dropping any of your questions, comments, feedback here. What are you currently struggling with, or what are you feeling like you're really doing the work on and you're getting great results in? Have a conversation with me. I love it. And just want to check. And Mike, awesome to have you. Misty, I love having you here. Josue and Laval and Ed, awesome to have you guys. And Nguyen from Ho Chi Minh, I love it. And Hassani, awesome to have you. And Lucy, lovely to have you too. And Dana, thank you for saying hi. And Ibrahima, yes, I think I got your name right. Love having you here as always. Thank you for being here. Ed, moved to America. I'm actually coming to America tomorrow. So I'm having a really busy day today getting packed. I love it over there. Nu, awesome to have you. Always love having you here. And Hyungle and William and Savula and Raul and Arta from Michigan. I love it. And Dr. Yali, nice to have you. And Maggie and Ekem. Awesome, Misty, you struggle with SQ, so that's spiritual intelligence. I love that, because I'm really a big believer in self-awareness or that's the foundation to growth in any of these areas. So being able to be honest with ourselves about where we might be struggling, and recognizing that with the cost of specialization, there's going to be one of these areas where we are one or more that when we're, kind of struggling in, we're not as intelligent in that area as we would like to be. And so we've got to recognize that, we can be anything, we can have anything, but we can't be everything and we can't have everything. So sometimes, when we are really high in our intelligence in one of these realms, we sometimes let the others slip. So it's about recognizing what is a fulfilling life to you. What level, what degree of intelligence in different areas do we want to have so that we can really feel like we are getting the best out of ourselves? And if you want to find some balance in those areas, sometimes, people do different things. Sometimes it's about mastering one area and moving to the next and moving to the next. Or maybe you're somebody who wants to make sure that you're covering all bases as we move through, because at the end of the day, when we can develop in each of these areas, they can help support one another. When we have a higher intellectual intelligence, it can help and support us with our body intelligence, learning the things that we need to learn intellectually to be able to tap into a higher level of body intelligence. And that comes into play with all of it. Having a great emotional intelligence, that can really help and support our spiritual awakening and intelligence over there. Knowing ourselves and our emotions, being able to move through that can really help us into a new realm. So knowing the interconnectedness of this, and I love, Misty, that you take full ownership of where you currently are so that you can have the right platform to spring off so that you can build and do some focus in, for you, it's that spiritual intelligence. And Dana, love it. You're saying that emotional intelligence or EQ is most difficult for you. And, that's what a lot of the work that I do with people is all around. Yeah, I think it's important to have all four of those at play at some stage, however you want to tackle it. But yeah, emotional intelligence, definitely get this book. Dana, I know it's back the front, but it's called Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. And really, really great book. There's so many books out there for building your emotional intelligence. It's all about, our personal development realm is, a lot of it is focused on the emotional intelligence aspect. So if you're watching the video like this, I know that you're already on that journey. So I love that, Dana, and I appreciate you sharing here. Awesome. And Jamien, awesome to have you. And Mitchell, love it. And Jacqueline, love to have you here. And Hassani, SQ and BQ are new to me. Awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome. I really want to increase your BQ. I love it. And I love your honesty again, Hassani. So cool. And yeah, that spiritual intelligence, that body intelligence, I really believe, like I said, that there's this interconnectedness at play with all of them, and they can all support one another. So not only identify where you're currently struggling, but also identify where your current strength is, and try to find the pattern or the connection as to how that strength of yours, you can utilize that to start building into the others. So you know, say, you know, you are struggling with that spiritual and body intelligence, but you've got really high intellectual intelligence. What do you need to go and study or learn or develop that can help support the spiritual and body intelligence? You know, what books could you read? What people could you study? What courses could you do? Or maybe you're high in that emotional intelligence and yeah, you want to tap into sort of more the spiritual side. You know, again, like how are you going to go about that? Maybe you start a meditation practice. Maybe you start, you know, just shifting your mindset. Start listening to stuff that is more in the spiritual realm that can help you sort of up level and build that spiritual intelligence. Or your body intelligence. You know, there's so much information out there as well. So, you know, it's just about you thinking. I just think that this is a really cool way to look at things and just a framework to sort of identify, you know, what are the different intelligences? Where am I currently kind of lacking? Where is my strength? And how can I utilize that strength to build up those other sort of blind spots that I may have at the moment? So love that, Hassani. And Kenya, awesome, from Honduras. I have no idea where that is. I'd love to know. Let me know. And Roberto, you're a machine. You want, don't make up all of this. I don't know what you're saying there, but I appreciate having you here so much. Judy, awesome to have you. Andy and Peter and Obina, nice to have you. Chris, you like barbecue, love it. And Fiona, I love having you here. And Kiyosaki, I hope I said your name right. You guys always challenge me. And yes, Chris, we should always start from within. Yep, definitely. And Chris, EQ is more important than IQ for personal relationships. Yes, and that's the difference as well, you know, in these different intelligences, you know, they give us different benefits in the different areas of our life. So definitely, you know, having a high emotional intelligence is going to be so useful for you in your relationships and ability to communicate on the emotional level with another person. Most definitely. So I love that you've brought that into the conversation today, Chris, that yeah, definitely you're going to find that each of these four intelligences give different benefits in the different areas of our lives. So I love that. And Lucky, nice to have you, and Mer, and you're welcome, Dana, and Bobby, lovely to have you here. And Obina, can emotional intelligence be cultivated? If yes, how can one do so? Most definitely. I want to say that in each of these different areas of intelligence, you can up level and grow in each of them. So most definitely there's always room to grow. I don't believe that you're born a certain way and you can't develop in those different areas. I'm not saying that it's not easier for some people to develop different intelligences than others based on how our brains are wired, and that goes into a lot of the personality psychology and the neuroscience behind that, which allows us access to things that come more naturally to us as individuals, but that doesn't discount the fact that we can all grow in those different areas. So Abina, you've also asked, how can you build your emotional intelligence? So emotional intelligence to me is, you know, being able to make a situation better rather than worse based on my response to it. So what I really believe is that if we take it down to the root of building emotional intelligence, what we really need to do is we need to create space in our emotions. So that's why I'm a big firm believer in making sure that you are having a practice that creates mindfulness. Like meditation is a great one, maybe some journaling, which actually gives you time to slow down, to be present, and to create space between what you're thinking and what you're believing. So this is a whole nother topic in itself, but what it really is that, you know, I don't believe that we can control necessarily our thoughts. I really believe that, you know, something stimulates our thoughts, we get a thought, but then we have a choice. And people without emotional intelligence, they don't have any space between what they think and what they believe. So they think it, they believe it, they roll with it. And oftentimes that can be really detrimental because they're not getting the full picture and they're showing up in a way that creates pain in the environment that they're in rather than being able to make the situation better. So emotional intelligence to me is being able to create space. Okay, I've thought something, then be able to witness those thoughts and question those thoughts and decide, is this thought, should I believe it? Is it going to be really empowering? Is it going to generate great actions, empowering actions towards something that I'm really looking to create in my life and make this situation better? Or is believing this thought actually going to make the situation worse? It's going to disempower me. It's going to disempower the people around me. It's going to just create pain. So having that emotional intelligence is all about being able to create that mindfulness, that space between what we are thinking and what we are believing so that we can make the situation better. That's real basic, real basis level and just, on a quick Facebook Live. But I really hope that was helpful to you, Abina. I love your questions. So thank you so much for being here. And Salem from Egypt. Awesome. I don't think I've had anybody from Egypt yet. So I love that. Thanks for letting me know where you're from. And Sandket and Michael, awesome to have you guys. And Jared, I've never done any meditating at all. Could you recommend how I could find something good for beginners? Definitely. Jared, I actually started with a free app, Headspace, which you can just download on your iPhone. I'm not sure if it's on different platforms, but they've definitely got a website as well, so if you don't have an iPhone. But yeah, Headspace do 10 for 10, so it's 10 minutes of meditation for 10 days. It's all for free, and it's a really good starting point. Really, it's a really great app to train you in different versions of meditation. It's really simple, it's really basic, it's really attainable to be consistent with. But I actually have shifted from the Headspace app to another app which is just as good for beginners. And I love it. It's called Calm, or I think it's just Calm in the App Store, but it provides you with the daily Calm, and they have all different versions of different meditations that you can do. There's free stuff on there. I've actually invested in it. It's very, very cheap for a year. I think it's like something like $60 for the year, and every single day, because I'm somebody who needs, I like connection. I like to know that all these people around the world are going through the same meditation as I am today. And also I like the variety. It's different every day, and it talks into a different sort of perspective, sort of changing thought. And they also give you a great quote. And I just think it's a beautiful sort of way of doing it, and I love it. I don't work for them. I probably should, because I always recommend them to everybody. But every single day they deliver that new meditation for you, and it's 10 minutes. It's so easy. I'm up to nearly 150 days in a row, which is a big achievement for me. So it's the longest streak I've ever had in maintaining my meditation. So highly, highly, highly recommend that one for you too. Just depends who you like. So Headspace has a male, Andy, he's, the guy speaking it, and taking you through the meditation, the guided meditation. And with Daily Calm, it's a woman's voice. So it depends what you like. Mix it up. Try them both. Thanks for your question. And Carolina, nice to have you. And Hassani, you're letting me know it's in South Africa, Honduras, in South America. And you're so welcome, Hassani. Awesome. I love it. Yes, your strength is your IQ. Awesome. Utilize it. Play to your strengths. And definitely use the power there to really build up and up level in for you that SQ and BQ. Love it, Hassani. And yes, Dana, the author is Daniel Goleman. It's going to be back the front on here, but Daniel Goleman, Goleman. So check that out. And Obina, you're welcome. And Alavarison, nice to have you. And Kirsten, nice to have you. Awesome. I'm very grateful to have you as a friend too, Alavarison. Thank you for your kind words. And Tracy, awesome to have you. And Dana, is EQ not letting your emotions get the best of you? Yeah, that's part of it, definitely. So it's about being in control of our emotions, not allowing our emotions to control us. So being in control of your emotions, though, I just want to clarify, isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about generating really healthy relationship with your emotions, so that you can move through emotions and get the best out of them. But that's just one small part of having emotional intelligence, but definitely, yes, and thank you again for your question there, Dana, whichever it is, and Claudia, nice to have you, and Muritesh, Jared, awesome, you're downloading it now, love it. Let me know how you go, let me know how you're tracking with it. And Stephen, awesome to have you. And Regina, thank you, Arta. Yes, safe trip for me tomorrow. It's going to be a long one. I don't know how I'm going to squeeze in my Facebook Live. It might be like a 5 a.m. Facebook Live my time, because I don't know how else I'm going to get it done, but I am so committed to doing these Facebook Lives each and every day for you. So yeah, if I'm half asleep tomorrow when I do a Facebook Live, you'll know why. And Natasha and Matthew, awesome of you guys to join me. I'm just about to sign off. So yes, it has been a long time, Natasha. Definitely. I hope, I love having you here. It's so great when I see you pop up and join me live. But I'm just about to sign off. So I really hope that you guys who have just joined me now, you do catch the recording, and I hope that it adds immense value to you. It shifts your perspective, just gets you thinking about this new way of thinking about what intelligence is, and recognizing that there are the 4 different areas of intelligence: that intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and body intelligence. And recognizing where your struggles are, where your strengths are, and finding a cool way to utilize your strengths to up level in the areas where you are currently struggling. Yes, I'll say hi to Ashley, and thanks Matthew and Amy. Catch the recording, sending all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything brilliant coming at you. It's my last day in Australia for 3 weeks. I'm off to the States, and I'm really pumped and excited about that. So I'll be catching you at different times. For everybody in the States, it'll probably be better for you guys. I'm not so sure about my Aussies in the house, but I'll do my best to make sure that it works for you guys. And let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback for me as to how I could be adding more value to you, any ideas for topics that you're really interested in, that you'd love for me to dive into with you. I love meeting you with what's valuable to you, so that lights me up and energizes me. So definitely let me know, and I will see you guys tomorrow.